Weapons 2025. Budget bash. All right, so overall production and cost of everything, we're looking about 38 million. Profit wise and everything, grand total, box office, all that good stuff. This movie walked away with 199 million. Good stuff, not bad. Other than that, we're pretty much good to go. All you, my boy. Take it away. Weapons 2025 takes place in a small town where 99% of the children in a specific classroom are suddenly gone and have fled into the night at 2:17 a.m., never to be seen again. Leading to the town and its people to make their homeroom teacher, played by number one suspect, and causing the whole town, its police force, and investigation to just be confused and horrified. Throughout the movie, we see the teacher's perspective on the situation and how she's being targeted, leading to harassment, verbal, horrendous things. Like, they get crazy in this movie. And her pretty much just trying to do her best to cooperate with the police while also doing her absolute best to try to prove her innocence, because throughout the whole movie, it just gets really intense for her. The movie also has different other perspectives. Like, we have the principal, we have a police officer, we have a concerned parent played by Josh Brolin, and a couple other characters who all entail in the fact that they all have seen different parts of the children's disappearances and or are connected in the disappearance of the children. So the whole movie pretty much is about, hey, kids are gone. What is the teacher doing about it? What is the police doing about it? What are the parents doing about it? Until we find out what it is at the end. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Classroom of kids disappear in the middle of the night. Nobody knows what. Could it be aliens? Could it be the government? Could it be the witches? Could it be the spirits? Only one way to find out, to freaking watch this. Alrighty, so off the bat, just going into it, this movie did not need to be 2 hours long. Shocker, every movie reviewer will tell you the same thing, because it's true. It really is. This movie overstayed its welcome in my personal opinion, and in the personal opinion of everyone in that theater I was with my roommate. Well, Chris, why do you say that? Well, dear audience, I'll tell you why. Because this movie pretty much was shown and demonstrated to the audience in chapters, right? We have the teacher's chapter, we have the cop chapter, we have the neighbor chapter, we have the principal chapter. Chapter. Way too many chapters or additions just to get to the end. Now, does that make it a bad thing overall? Yes, but at the same time, it makes sense, right? It's not like they just added a bunch of mumbo jumbo, just add mumbo jumbo. It all connected together, which leads me into the second part of the argument slash con that I have with this movie, which is the forced full circle.
What did he say?
Correction, forced full circle moment. And what do I mean by that, right? It's when a movie basically does what this movie does, or Pulp Fiction would be a bigger one, right? Where all the stories happen, but they're all connected. It's one big old circle leading to the beginning all the way to the end. That's great. That's totally fine. But in this case, it overstayed its welcome. It feels like today, horror movies or movies in general feel the need to fill things in with plot moments or add extra plot for just the sake of adding extra plot or to seem cooler or maybe to fill in the runtime. Who knows? But overall, this movie would have done such a better job if it just kept it to 3, maybe 4 chapters max. Leaving it to maybe that sweet spot of an hour 30, hour 38 maximum runtime. Hey. But the movie was still pretty damn good. I still liked it a lot. I wouldn't say I loved it, but I liked it a lot. Especially for the fact that it just has that really nice, like, I'm gonna wrap a box in a nice bow type of ending, right? Because it provides us with a problem, a solution, and an ending, which is really hard for horror movies to do nowadays, in my personal opinion, because it is so easy to simply just make it, wait for part 2 or 3, it was all a dream, or it was a metaphor, or blah, 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 blah. No, this one answers why the kids went missing. Why did they leave? Oh, because of this. How come? Oh, because of that. Why? Oh, because of this. It answers. And I love that so much. It is just an honest, breath of fresh air, because goddamn, but this movie, that ending, folks, you guys are gonna love them, y'all. You people are gonna love that ending because it is morbid, but like wholesome. You know, it's a sweet and sour ending, right? It's morbid in the sense because it's like, oh, okay, so this is what happens. It's a happy ending, but with consequences. Okay, makes sense. I dig it. I like it. Thank you, movie. Something else I really liked about this movie is that it brought back that creepy, gross feeling. You know what I mean? Because once you find out the reason why the kids disappeared at 2:17 in the morning, what you're gonna be like, oh man, that's why. Ew, wait, no, wait, whoa, what the hell? Because it really brings it back to those fairy tales, right? Like I grew up Mexican, you know, we have the classics, we have El Cucuy, La Llorona, La Chupacabra. In other words, the classic monsters and fairy tales, right? It brings it back to that in the sense where you're just like, oh, these are the things that my parents warned us about that could have happened. This whole movie really just brought it back to that late 80s, early 90s, like Goosebumps-esque type of like plot in the sense that it's so nostalgic and it's such a simple but like effective plot and reasoning. You know what I mean? That's the best way I can describe this without spoiling anything. But man, this movie did such a good job there that it made those 2 hours worth it.
Mr. Clock, time to tick tock. Here's 1 and 2. Here's 3.
Wow. What's the top?
A goddamn score. Weapons 2025, it gets a 3.8 out of 5. I'm just gonna go ahead and do it. Would have been a 4 out of 5. Y'all know why it would have been a 4 out of 5. But this movie it's gonna have a special place in my little top 10 horror flicks. But yeah, definitely did its job. Definitely deserves to be watched and viewed. Not the best, but it is up there, and I love it for its context. I love it for its idea and for the vision. Woo! All right, y'all. Thank you for making it to the end. Be sure to like, subscribe, share, all the good stuff. I appreciate you guys checking out the video, and of course, no video is complete without shouting out the artist of the day. Big old shout out to the big old J. I have their video right here. They made a really cool weapons teaser trailer drawing. I just had to share it with y'all. They deserve this, and they get the shout out. Can't wait for more review work, y'all. Other than that, thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know what you guys think about the review. Like I said, I highly recommend it. Other than that, thank you guys so much for the millionth time, and have a good one. Peace.